Niners fans, it's about that time. 7:45 on a Tuesday. Faithful Niner Empire. What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, Jay in the Bay. And once again, it's a pleasure to be with the faithful, the Niner Empire. The best fans, y'all know it, in the NFL. I appreciate everyone coming through on a Tuesday night. Hopefully everyone is having a good work week so far. And hopefully you guys continue to have a productive work week. I just wanted to get on here, talk about, the Niner Empire. First, I have to start off with shout out everyone watching Jay in the Bay Facebook page. Shout out to everyone watching on the Spotlight Sports Network Facebook page. And of course, everyone watching on good old Jay in the Bay YouTube channel. And this show is nothing. This show is nothing without the fans, without the subscribers, without the people who enjoy football, who support Jay in the Bay YouTube channel. And let's say what's up to the people. Y'all know it in them comments. Let's go with whose house? Rams house. What's good? How you doing, Rams house? Hopefully you're doing good on a Tuesday night. Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Rams house. He says, what's good, Jay? Good to see you. Oh, man, it's good to be seen, man. It's good to be seen, man. I appreciate you coming through, though. I appreciate that, man, Rams house. Lennon Wolf, the AZ Sports fan. What's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Lennon Wolf. He says, what's good, man? It's all good on a Tuesday night. Thanks again for coming through. 49ers, Lakers for life. What's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream. Hopefully your Tuesday is going well. And he says, what's good? It's all good when we're talking about the faithful, the Niner Empire. It's always good. David Renteria. What's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, D. And his next comment says, why y'all cut Rosen? I'm not going to lie. I was surprised that we cut Josh Rosen as well. I thought we would keep at least 4 quarterbacks up until the 53-man active roster. But it's clear that Shanahan felt like that roster spot was needed elsewhere. There was a bigger need elsewhere on the roster. So that's why Rosen was cut. And I'm gonna definitely get into Josh Rosen. Very unfortunate though, if you look at his career so far in the league, he'll be on his 5th team. I mean, I think he will get signed, but he'll be on his 5th team in 5 years. Like, that's definitely not how you want your career to start, but we'll definitely get into Josh Rosen. Big toe, big knee. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream. Hopefully your Tuesday is going well. He says, what's good, Jay? First time I seen you in the stream. I appreciate everyone in the stream right now. Hit that thumbs up button for your boy, Jay in the Bay. Let YouTube and I know that you're enjoying the stream. I appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's free. Knock yourself out. Let's see. Caden Jenkins. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, KJ. He says, what's good? I miss you. Okay. I think you mean miss me. But yeah, hey, I'm glad to be on. I'm glad to converse with not only the Niner Empire, but all the fans of the NFL. You guys are more than welcome to come through, and I enjoy this as well. So hopefully everyone kicks back, has a good time, and we can talk about – we're also going to talk about the Seahawks too. They made a big signing, a re-signing as well. That's definitely going to help their team. We're going to get into that. And also, of course, all the roster cuts that happened today and the players that got signed, injuries. So kick back, relax. I think you guys will enjoy the show. Lennon Wolf, the AZ sports fan, says Josh Rosen got cut. Yes, he did get cut. Very unfortunate for him when you look at his career. He'll be on his 15 in 5 years when he gets picked up. I'm sure a team will sign him. And hopefully, I think he could probably be a backup, right? I don't know if he's starter material. I don't know if he's been given a legit shot, but unfortunately, sometimes that's just the business of the NFL. David Renteria says, let's go Cardinals. Hey, David, do you think, speaking of Josh Rosen, you guys drafted Josh Rosen. You guys gave him the raw deal. You guys signed. You guys drafted Josh Rosen, only gave him 1 year, and then shipped him out of town. It's them good old Cardinals' fault. Lennon Wolf also says, go Cardinals. David Renteria says, feel bad for that man. Yeah, I could definitely see how you could say that. You look at his career, it's definitely not how you'd want your NFL career to be. You want stability. You want to be on a team for many years, and he'll be on another team this offseason. Corey Davis, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, KD. He says, hello, Jay in the Bay. For those that don't know, Corey Davis was one of the lucky 7 winners at my 1K subscriber giveaway. And I'm glad that obviously it was random. Some of them were questions, but it's cool that KD, won some prizes. And he knew the question. He knew the question, and it was a question that most people probably don't know unless you watch Jay in the Bay. And KD knew the answer. And shout out to KD and all the other winners from that 1K subscriber giveaway. I was glad that I was able to do that. Shout out to my executive producer. She helped me. She did an excellent job because I couldn't have done that all by myself. And it was a great turnout. I can't wait to do the 2K subscriber giveaway. Definitely looking forward to that. And hopefully everyone can be a part of that journey, or continues to be a part of that journey. Let's see. Damian Lee says, I bet the Cowgirls pick up Rosen. I guess we'll see. Yeah, because, with Dak Prescott, I don't know if he's still throwing a Nerf football. I'm not even sure. But yeah, with Dak Prescott, but the good thing about with being a backup quarterback, he's good enough to be a backup quarterback, Rosen, that is. I don't know if he'll ever be given an opportunity to actually, be a starter. And we'll definitely get into that for sure as the show progresses. Rams House says, hit that like button. Absolutely. Hit that like button. I appreciate that, Rams House. See, Redder 4. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Redder. He says, hey, thanks for coming through, Redder. Hopefully your Tuesday is going well. Damian Lee says Richie James needs to be packing too. I can see how you could say that, D. Richie James has not made the most out of his opportunity. And, but he may, there is a next cutoff date. And let's get into that right now. I just wanted to inform you guys. Wasn't sure if you guys knew, but the NFL cutdown day obviously was today. 90-man rosters were reduced to 85-man rosters today. Next Tuesday, August 24th, rosters will be reduced from 85 players to 80 players. So we'll see if Richie James, gets past within the next week. Let's see if he is able to still be on the roster. But then August 31st, the last day of the month, rosters are reduced from 80 players to 53 players. So that is what? That is 27 players they have to cut. Like, that's a lot. So to go from 80 players to 53 players, that's a lot of players. And honestly, I would be surprised if Richie James made the roster, the 53-man active roster, because you look at we got the IU show, we got Debo, I think Muhammad Sanu probably make the 53-man active roster. Trent Sherfield, Juwan Jennings. There's 5 wide receivers already. And how many wide receivers will Shanahan keep on the roster? Will he keep more than 7? I would be surprised if it's more than 7. So who's going to be those last 2 roster spots? Unfortunately, Austin Watkins Jr., he has a broken foot. He's out for the next 6 to 8 weeks. He was an undrafted free agent. And the 49ers released him, and they released him as an injury designation. So basically, all the other 31 teams have an opportunity to sign Austin Watkins Jr. If a team does not sign Watkins Jr. in the allotted time, then Watkins Jr. would come back to the 49ers. He'd be placed on IR, and then he would be, recovering with the 49ers. So there's a possibility that Watkins Jr. won't get claimed by another team, and then he would be back on with the 49ers. But keep in mind, he is out for the next 6 to 8 weeks with that broken foot. So, but yeah, the other 2 wide receiver spots, if Shanahan keeps 7 receivers, I mean, who else we got? We got Craycraft, Richie James, Jalen Hurd, Simba Webster, and I think that's it. I think those are the next 4 receivers. So out of those 4, Jalen Hurd, Webster, Craycraft, and James, I mean, I would probably take Simba Webster and out of those last 3, River Craycraft, Richie James, or Jalen Hurd, I don't know, because, River Craycraft, he hasn't really made the most of his opportunity. I just don't see much from him. I guess he's an okay return man. Maybe you could use him in that capacity. Richie James, Jalen Hurd, I mean, he can't stay on the field. So, I mean, Richie James has a good shot to make this roster, David. Unless the 49ers bring in another receiver, or unless I'm forgetting a receiver that's already on the roster. Richie James, he probably has a chance to get in, to sneak into the 53-man active roster. But I don't think Richie James and Jalen Hurd will make the roster together. I think one of them is definitely going to be cut. Redder 4 says, Josh Rosen never really got a chance. Yeah, I agree with that. Drafted by the Cardinals, he was thrown in, as a starter. Clearly, he wasn't ready. And then the GM fires the coach who was only there for 1 season, brings in Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury wants to bring in Kyler Murray, so the Cardinals trade Josh Rosen to Miami. I mean, you could argue that Josh Rosen got a shot with the Dolphins. I think Fitzmagic was there, and I think Tua was there, or might have been just Fitzmagic, and maybe Tua was drafted next year, I think. But Josh Rosen wasn't able to get the starting job with the Miami Dolphins. Then I believe he gets cut, and then the Buccaneers pick him up. He's not going to start over TB12, but at least he can learn under TB12. Then Rosen gets, then we sign him. The 49ers sign him, and it just didn't work out. We got Sudfeld, and clearly Sudfeld is a better quarterback right now than Josh Rosen. So I wish the best for Josh Rosen, and unfortunately it didn't work out here. David Renteria says LMAO. Yeah, exactly. Y'all, the Cardinals, y'all didn't give Rosen a fair shot, man. Y'all did him dirty. Y'all did that man dirty. Big Toe, Big Knee says, how's Trent Williams doing? The big silverback. Trent Williams, best left tackle in the league, or he's arguably, top 2, top 3. But, so he injured his lower body, I believe, at the end of yesterday's practice, and he was there today, but he didn't practice. Basically, he's going to be monitored day to day with a lower leg injury. I believe it's a knee injury. Let me double check that. I believe it's specifically a knee injury, but he's day to day. There's nothing torn. There's nothing broken. So, and the knee, it was his knee, and it's swelling. So, it's just going to be a day by day situation. We'll see this week, because today was the last day the 49ers practice in Santa Clara. They're going to head down. They're going to fly down to good old SoCal. And we have joint practices with the good old LA Superchargers. And it'll be interesting to see if Trent is able to practice in the scrimmages versus the Chargers. We'll see what happens. I think the Niners are going to take a conservative approach, though. I don't think they're going to try to rush Trent Williams back or anything like that. So it's just a day-by-day approach with big man Trent Williams. Redder 4 says he's probably bad anyways. I mean, he's decent. He's not I don't know if he's considered starter caliber, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm sure he'll get picked up, though, Josh Rosen. Caden Jenkins says, I love everything about you. You are funny. I love it when you say, what's good? Hey, I appreciate the kind words, KJ, and I appreciate you supporting Jay in the Bay, man. I'm glad I could bring a little laughter to your day, man. That's pretty dope, man. I appreciate that. Damian Lee says, now we officially need to keep both Jimmy G and Trey Lance as number 1 and number 2. Absolutely. I don't think there's any chance that Jimmy G will get released. I just don't see that. I feel like Shanahan believes there's value in keeping Jimmy G on the 49ers roster, and I think he'll be here for the duration of the season. Sean Mack, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Sean Mack. Hopefully your week is going well. He says, hey, Jay, how you doing, bro? I'm doing pretty good for a Tuesday. I'm doing pretty good, man. Rams House says, do you fully believe that the 49ers will sweep the Rams again? Do you think it would be just as easy as last year? If so, no, I feel like every year is different. Even if some of the players are still the same, or the coaching staff is still the same, every year is different. I just don't think that, since we beat the Rams the last 2 years, that means we're just automatically going to win or we have an advantage over them, especially since Jared Goff is no longer the Rams starting quarterback. Matt Stafford, I believe, is an upgrade over Goff. And the Rams, they did add talent on the offensive side of the ball. And on defense, they don't have a lot of household names outside of Aaron Donald, Ramsey, and Leonard Floyd. But, we'll see what their defense offers. And, also with the 49ers, some can say that the 49ers defense won't be as good this year because without Robert Saleh, there will be an adjustment period for sure. With the new defensive coordinator, DeMeco Ryans, he's never called plays before. So there will be, I'm sure there might be some growing pains there, and that's expected of a novice, because he's never called plays. But I'm looking forward to the challenge going up against the Rams and the other division opponents. And I think the 49ers will be able to hold our own. I predicted that we would split games with the Rams this year. But, we'll see what comes to fruition. Redder 4. Yeah, I was surprised when I saw this, Redder. Redder says Tim Tebow got cut from the Jags, but we all saw it come. I was kind of surprised. I mean, why would Meyer bring him in? Tebow hasn't played in 8 years. He's never played the tight end position. Why would they bring him in? I guess it was just for a money grab. They sold a lot of Tim Tebow jerseys, I guess, but there are better players on that roster than Tim Tebow at the tight end position. Rams House said, Simba showed some flash with you guys in preseason. Hope he does well with you. Him not having the best career in the world with us. He was a pretty good receiver, though. Good luck to him, though. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I think he, in a change of scenery, maybe he'll play better. And I'm looking forward to see what he does for the rest of the preseason because he could be used as a returner as well as in offensive packages. Mullet. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Mullet. He says, what's up? I heard Bosa just got vaccinated, which is good for the team. Yeah, if that's true, I haven't heard about that, but if that's true, yeah, that's great. I think that's great for the team. I think that is probably the smartest approach to go. And good for Nick Bosa, and hopefully others who aren't vaccinated will follow Bosa's lead. And thanks for tuning in to the stream, Mullet. Rams House says, let me just get this out of the way. The Chargers aren't the real LA team. They also don't own the stadium. Chargers fans seem to think they are the real LA team and they own the stadium. LOL. Yeah, the Chargers are just tenants, They are just tenants. And the Rams own that stadium. That's for sure. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see over the next few decades if the Chargers eventually move back to San Diego and get a brand new stadium built. We'll see what happens. Luke Luna, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Luke. How is your Tuesday going? And I mentioned earlier about the NFL cutdown day. The 90-man roster is reduced to 85 85 players today. August 24th, that roster is reduced from 85 players to 80 players. And then August 31st, it's reduced from 80 players to 53 players. So that's a big drop. And speaking of the 49ers' latest news, so obviously Josh Rosen, he was waived. And, we also waived tight end Joshua Perkins, cornerback Ken Webster, linebacker James Burgess Jr., and defensive lineman Eddie Vander Doos. Wide receiver Austin Watkins Jr., he was released, but with an injury designation. So if he has an opportunity to be signed by another team. And if he doesn't get signed, since he's injured and we released him, he has an opportunity to come back to the team, the 49ers. If he doesn't get picked up by another team, he'll be placed on IR on the 49ers, and then, he can still, rehab here. But he will be out for 6 to 8 weeks, unfortunately, with a broken foot. Very unfortunate. Let's continue on with these comments. Luke Luna says, I'll be hopping in and out, brother. Just want to say hi and tell you Jimmy G is going to start and make this thing hum. Absolutely. I appreciate you coming through, Luke. I agree with you. I think our best bet is to, ride with Jimmy Garoppolo and, let's see how, trade progresses. But I think right now the best bet is for Jimmy to start. And speaking of Jimmy starting, I believe in the preseason game against the Chargers this Sunday, I believe the head coach of the Chargers said that none of the Charger starters would play. But for the 49ers, I believe Kyle Shanahan said that Jimmy G would get 1 quarter at quarterback working with the first team. Second quarter would be Trey Lance, and then third quarter would be Sudfeld. So I'm assuming Sudfeld will get third and fourth quarter. So just to give you guys a heads up. Shanti Uber, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Shanti. He says, what's good, Jay? Thumbs up, bro. Absolutely, yeah. If you guys are in the stream right now, go ahead and leave a thumbs up for the chat. Let YouTube and I know that you're enjoying the stream. And thanks for coming through, Shanti. Pineapple, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Pineapple. He says, do you know anything about the Devonta Harris dude that Niners just picked up? Do you think he will contribute? That's a great question, and I was going to talk about that. And let's get into that right now. So, yeah, the 49ers did sign cornerback Devonta Harris. I've never heard of Devonta Harris, the cornerback, but we can look up his stats right now. Let's check out the stats. So, Devonta Harris, he's 5'11", 200 pounds. Most recent team was with the Baltimore Ravens. He's played a total of 30 games. He was first in the league in 2018, and we're talking about the cornerback Devonta Harris, who the 49ers just signed. He's in 2018, he played in 3 games. In 2019, he played in 16 games. Last year, he played in 11 games. So looking at his stats, he's had a total of looks like 85 combined tackles. If you're asking, is he going to be our new shutdown corner? No, probably not. Devonta Harris will not be our new shutdown corner. We'll see if he makes the team. I mean, I don't know. He could be a camp body because we already have. I think another reason we brought him on is because, unfortunately, 49ers cornerback Emmanuel Mosley, he has a hamstring injury. So, unfortunately, this is the second time that Emmanuel Mosley will miss time during training camp. The first time was due to COVID. He was out, and then now it's the hamstring injury. So that's very unfortunate, but that's another reason why we're bringing on Devonta Harris. And so, we got Verrett. Of course, we got Mosley. We got K'Wan Williams, and then we have Lenore and Thomas. That's 5 corners right there. And we have Devonta Harris. And I believe we waived Ken Webster. And I think we have another corner, Dante Johnson. But, he's let's just say if he plays a lot of snaps, that probably will be a problem more than a solution for the 49ers. But, Devonta Harris, never seen him play. We'll see what he does in training camp. He'll probably get some playing time, but he could just be a camp body. We'll see what he does, though. I'm rooting for him, and we'll see what he does. Crisco's Country Life, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Chris Go. He says, keep up the great work, Jay. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you coming through. Let's see. Young Hitter. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Young Hitter. Young Hitter was also a winner of the 1K subscriber giveaway. So shout out to you, Young Hitter. Appreciate you joining the stream. And hopefully your Tuesday night is going well. He says, what's up, Jay? Hope you're having a wonderful night. I am. Hopefully you're doing the same, man. Let's see. Hiya. Interesting avatar you got there. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream. He says, if Jimmy wasn't good looking, do you think there would be less resistance from the Jimmy fans? So you're saying they're jealous of Jimmy's good looks? That's funny. Let's see. Caden Jenkins says we are the Niner Empire channel. Absolutely, we are. Shanti Uber says could use that cornerback depth though. Yeah, let's look at the roster real quick because at the top of my head we have at least 6 cornerbacks I can think of right now. And cornerback depth, yeah, it's good to have a body out there, but it's if we're expecting, 3rd and 4th string players to play at a high level, consistently, I think that's very high expectations, and those are unrealistic. And so yeah, we got Mosley, we got Verrett, we got Ambry Thomas, K'Wan Williams. So we still have B.W. Webb. That's one name I was forgetting. We still have B.W. Webb. I think Dante Johnson is hurt, and we have Alexander Myres. So in addition to Verrett, Mosley, K'Wan Williams, we have Lenore and Ambry Thomas. So those are pretty much the best 5 corners we have on the team. And then we have Dante Johnson, B.W. Webb, Alexander Myres, and then the corner we just signed, that was Dante Johnson or Devonta Johnson. No, that was the corner we just signed was Devonta Harris. So, we have 4 more corners after our best 5 corners. I don't think we're going to keep 9 corners on the team. I'd be surprised by that. Maybe we'll have 6 or 7, maybe put 1 on the practice squad. I think that's what probably what will happen. But great point, Shanti. Young Hitter says, thank you. Absolutely, man. You earned it. I appreciate you for tuning in to Jay in the Bay. Luke Luna says, if Jimmy didn't have such a great winning record, there would be less resistance from the Jimmy G supporters. I totally agree with that. He's 24-8. I know this is a team sport, but, when Jimmy's on the field, he does put the team in a position to win. It would be different. Like if 2019 never happened, if 2019 the team went, 6-10, I don't think Jimmy would still be on this team. But because he had that one pretty good season, there's no need to really stray from that, right? Like he's consistent. He's a solid quarterback. There's no need to rush the young bull into the game when you don't need to. We're not a rebuilding franchise. If last year, if we were 2-14, we drafted Trey Lance and we're a rebuilding franchise, kind of like how we were in 2017, then I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and put Trey in. What does he really have to lose? Or at least have a bridge quarterback like a Brian Hoyer play like the first month. And if he stinks it up, then put in Trey. But we're not in that situation. We can still win now. And I'm definitely comfortable with riding with Jimmy G. That's my quarterback. And Young Hitter says, let's go Niners. Hope we have a great, healthy year. I agree. I feel like one of our biggest opponents is just being healthy. That's a big opponent as well as the team we're facing that week. But we just got to stay healthy. Luke Luna agrees with that comment. Young Hitter. KD says, if you are on the practice squad and the team goes to the Super Bowl and win, do you get a ring? I believe so, yeah. Yep. Luke Luna agrees with Young Hitter. Caden Jenkins says, faithful Niner Empire. What's good? Appreciate you enjoying the stream, KJ. So let's see. So there were some injuries, unfortunately, and so I talked about Emmanuel Mosley. He's got a hamstring injury. Very unfortunate because he is the best corner opposite of Jason Verrett. So if he's down for significant time, that would probably mean that one of the rookies would have to start, opposite of Jason Verrett. I don't know if we necessarily want that. I'd rather have Mosley in there healthy, of course. And rookie running back who we drafted in the 7th round, Elijah Mitchell. Unfortunately, he's out multiple weeks with a hip injury. And a hip injury is terrible for athletes. I'm not sure how severe it is. I don't know if it'll require surgery, but he is out multiple weeks. Let's see how that injury progresses. Let's see if he makes the 53-man active roster. He might have to be on the PUP list, the physically unable to perform list. And then when he's ready to play, then he'll have to get brought back on the 53-man active roster. But we'll see how that plays out with Elijah Mitchell. And then Trent Williams, he's got a lower body injury. He's listed as day-to-day. I would be surprised if he practices this week versus the Chargers in the joint practices. And I don't think Shanahan gave him the first week off of the preseason. I would be surprised if he plays or practices this week. I think, the Niners should probably just let him take it easy. And then let's just see how he is next week. And Javon Kinlaw has a shoulder injury. Unfortunately, and he's had a rough camp, Javon Kinlaw, with the knee swellness in the beginning of camp, and now Javon Kinlaw has a shoulder injury. So, he's having a rough training camp. And Kyle Shanahan said Javon Kinlaw is listed as week to week. So, I'm definitely glad that John Lynch added depth in that defensive line. I think we're definitely going to need it. With D Ford and Nick Bosa, we don't really know what to expect because they're both recovering from injuries. Then you got Javon Kinlaw, who's got the shoulder injury. Then you have Eric Armstead, who did participate in 11-on-11 drills today, or I think he at least participated in 1-on-1 drills with other offensive linemen today. But Armstead has been dealing with a growing injury. So you got 4 defensive linemen who are basically coming back from injuries. But fortunately, we have Arden Key, who's looked good. I still haven't heard Samson. I don't know I don't know if Samson practiced today, but he's been missing camp. He hasn't participated in team drills consistently this training camp. So that's another player who's kind of up in the air with injury. So, but we still got Arden Key. We got Zach Kerr. We got Maurice Hurst, Kevin Givens, DJ Jones. Go DJ. That's my DJ. Go DJ. So we have depth on that defensive line, and we're definitely going to need it, week 1 against Detroit, because I don't imagine Bosa or Ford are going to play majority of the snaps week 1 or even within the first month of the season. I just don't see it. So shout out John Lynch for getting depth on this roster, especially that defensive line. Let's continue on with these comments. Luke Luna says, Jimmy G makes this thing hum, whether it's the run game or Jimmy's rhythm game. He makes it move. Pick Mullins couldn't come in there and even get the run game the same or anything else. I agree with you, Luke. You preaching to the choir, baby. I agree with you. And I think Shanahan feels the same way. That's why Jimmy G is still on this roster. Because we all know, you've been watching me for a while, Jimmy G's contract, it's not guaranteed. Basically, if we cut Jimmy, we owe him $2 million check, and that's it. And we could have released Jimmy in February or March of this season and been done with it. But Shanahan still has value in Jimmy G being on this roster, and that's part of the reason why I'm still riding with Jimmy G. Shanti Uber says, I hope the offensive line doesn't stink it up like last year. That's a great point. Hopefully Trent will be 100% by week 1. That might be wishful thinking at this point, but we got the big man Trent back. We signed Alex Mack, so I think we're better at center this year. Lincoln Thomason is, he's back, And I think he's a solid left guard. And then I think McGlinchey at right tackle should be better than last year. Just got to hope he is. He's in a contract year. He's not going to want to take any discounts when it comes to his long-term contract next year. So he's got to ball out. McGlinchey has to ball out. He has to put his best performance on. And hopefully that started when he put on a few more pounds. And hopefully that allows him to be better in pass blocking coverage. And then Brunskill, he's a veteran. He knows Shanahan's offense. He didn't look great. But the funny thing is with offensive linemen, you could have, let's say offensive lineman has 30 plays, right? And 25 out of 30, he looks good. He completes his block, whether it's running game or passing game. And then he could have a few snaps where he gets beat. And that just happens to offensive linemen. Most offensive linemen, they get beat on a play in every game. And sometimes the quarterback can get the ball away and it doesn't look as bad. Or sometimes the quarterback gets sacked or strip fumble or whatever. But I like Brunskill. I think he is probably the best fit at that right guard spot because Aaron Banks, he just needs time to develop, time to grow. And that's what training camp and practice is for. And I think he has a good mentor in Daniel Brunskill. Let's see. Caden says, J is for J, I is for N, T is for the, B is for the Bay. Interesting. JITB. Interesting, Caden Jenkins. Luke Luna says, do you really believe that Mosley has an actual injury? I think they just say that and give them rest. I think it's load management more than injury. Well, Shanahan has said that, for instance, with Nick Bosa, right? He's recovering from the ACL injury, and he hasn't said that Bosa has had a setback with the knee. He's just said when Bosa doesn't, practice multiple days in a row, Shanahan has said this is a maintenance day, a rest day. Now with Mosley, he didn't say that. He didn't say it was a rest day or maintenance. He said that Mosley kind of aggravated the hamstring. So it's not torn. It's not pulled. So it's just, it's aggravated. So you just hope that a hamstring injury, usually when you hear someone has a hamstring injury, it just seems like it doesn't go away. Like it seems like, on some days it feels great. And other days it's just bothering them. So, a cornerback, they're going to need their hamstrings. They're going to need to open up and run. And you just hope that we don't hear that, Mosley's hamstring has flared up again, because Deebo Samuel dealt with that last year and it ended his season. And, hamstrings are very tricky. So I just hope that I hope you're right, Luke. I hope it's not a hamstring injury. Hopefully it is a maintenance day. But Shanahan didn't say that, and he said that for other players. So I would tend to think that it's the hamstring is bothering him right now, but it's not torn, doesn't require surgery, but I would say it's definitely bothering him. Monica, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Monica. She says, go DJ. That's my DJ. Yeah, every time I think of DJ Jones, I think of that song by Lil Wayne. Luke says, I'm not worried, but I will say it seems he always has these nagging type of injury, mostly that is. Yeah. I mean, these guys, they get banged up, and you just hope that by week 1, he'll be close to 100% as possible. Monica says, I got to go in a minute since I got work from 10 to 6, but wanted to come through and show my boy Jay intheBay some love. Love you, the man. Jay, I appreciate that. Monica, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully your shift goes by fast. Rams House says, who will have the most TDs on the 49er offense? The IU show. Let's see. The most touchdowns on the 49ers offense. Yeah, I think I would probably lean towards Ayuk, or it's either going to be Ayuk, Debo, or Kittle. I think those would be the top 3. And then in the running game, it could be Raheem Mostert or Trey Sermon, but I would put my money probably on Ayuk. Yeah, I'll put it on Ayuk. Let's see. Young Hitter says, it's our year to shine. Niners empire has risen. I agree with you I think we will have an excellent year. I think we'll have a playoff season, and I think we'll go deep in the playoffs this year. And looks like Monica agrees with Young Hitter. That's right. Luke Luna says, had a little stage fright. I don't do this like intheBay does, so I'm not used to talking. It's all good, Luke Luna. I get nervous before every live stream, every video I record. You get better as you talk in front of a camera, talk to people, but I always get nervous. So it happens to all of us, man. Monica says, all good, Luke. It's your first time. Exactly. Yeah, especially it sounds like you're on another show and you were calling in. Yeah, it happens to all of us, man. Sometimes you get a little nervous. Luke Luna says, health is wealth. If we're healthy, we can go for gold and win it all. I totally agree. Travis Berg Jr., what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, TB. I appreciate that $2 super chat. Hopefully your Tuesday is going well. He says my live streams are having a dry spell this week. I'm sure they'll pick up once football season is a few weeks upon us. I'm sure a lot of people will be tuning in for your live streams during the game. But thanks for tuning in to my stream, man. I appreciate it. And let's see. So, and there was some other news about Clinton Dix. Looks like Clinton Dix has impressed in camp so far. And there was some information about Clinton Dix. So obviously we signed a few days ago. And, he's a veteran safety, drafted by the Packers, first-round pick. He's a pretty good safety. I'm not sure why he wasn't signed with the team this offseason. But David Lombardi wrote, Clinton Dix seems to be making quite a quick impression. He made a nice breakup of a deeper Trey Lance pass today and even got some action with the first-team 49ers defense. So that's good because I think he could play a role if he makes a 53-man active roster at that safety position. D'Amico Ryans, our defensive coordinator, said he's always around the ball. So that's definitely a great sign. He is a veteran, and I think he should be able to contribute. Also, tight end Michael Pruitt is healthy, and he is active in practice. Tight end Michael Pruitt, he was out basically for the majority of training camp due to a calf injury. So he should add, he should add some competition to that tight end room. That's for sure. And Tommy Huxley says you didn't see my comment. I don't think I saw your comment, Tommy. I don't think so. Yeah, I think this is the first time I've seen you in the comment section, Tommy. What's good? Just rewrite the comment. The Sports Blitz. What's good? Appreciate you coming through the Sports Blitz. Hopefully your Tuesday night is going well, man. Keep grinding, man. Keep grinding the Sports Blitz. Corey Davis. What's good? Appreciate you coming through, KD. I appreciate that $5 super chat. Corey Davis says, so Josh Rosen is mad at the Niners because he missed getting his ring when we took him off Tampa Bay practice squad. Really? I didn't hear about that, KD. That's interesting. If Rosen is mad at that, that's crazy. But I didn't hear about that. Tommy Huxley says Tommy Huxley says it's all good, my man. The Sports Blitz says, thanks, bro. Still just stuck at 362. Don't worry about the subs, man. They'll come. You just got to be consistent, man. Niner Sickness. What's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Niner Sickness. He says, hello, intheBay, and all the faithful. I enjoyed your stream tonight, man, and keep putting out that good content, Niner Sickness. Appreciate you coming through to the stream. And did you guys hear about the Seattle Seahawks, our NFC West foe, re-signing safety Jamal Adams to the richest safety contract ever? The Seattle Seahawks just rewarded safety Jamal Adams to a 4-year deal. They just signed him to a 4-year deal, $70 million and about $38 million guaranteed. So he's now the richest safety ever. And some people say that Jamal Adams, he's not great in coverage. He's not a great coverage safety, but he's good close to the line of scrimmage. He's good in run support. He's good in getting after the quarterback. I believe he had 9.5 sacks last year for the Seahawks, and that's been one of the Seahawks' biggest issues is getting after the quarterback. And Jamal Adams, I think he is a difference maker when he's on the Seattle Seahawks defense. And I can't lie, he's exciting to watch. He's always flying around the ball. He's always around the ball carrier. He's always making plays. I feel like he is an intimidator when he's on the defense. He's not Cam Chancellor, but I feel like he could be. He's a similar player. Like as far as he can intimidate players, he likes to make big hits. He's definitely not afraid of contact. And, that's great news for the Seahawks. And they got their safety for the next 4 years at least. Actually, I think it's technically the next 5 years. But I think that's a great signing by the Seahawks. And he is a difference maker when he's healthy and on the field. What did you guys think about that move, about the Seahawks signing him? Let's see. KD says I'm joking. Yeah, I mean, I didn't hear about that, KD. I didn't hear about that. That would be funny if Rosen said that, but I don't think he wouldn't let that out publicly. No way. I don't think he wouldn't let that out. Even if he could feel that way, but I don't think he would let that out. The Sports Blitz says, how's your night going, though, my man? It's going good on a Tuesday. On a Tuesday night, conversing with the faithful, with the Niner Empire. What could be better, the Sports Blitz? It's like Travis Berg Jr. says, Sports Blitz subbing to you now. Absolutely. Yeah, check out Sports Blitz. Carolina Panthers fan talks about, all the NFL news and things like that. You guys check out the Sports Blitz. It's like Travis Berg Jr. has already done that. Tommy Huxley said Jamal Adams, great pass rusher and run stuffer, not a cover guy. Exactly. Totally agree. They use him closer to the line of scrimmage, but he is a difference maker when he's on the field. And, the Seahawks, I believe they traded 2 first-round picks to trade for Jamal Adams from the New York Jets. And, they definitely were going to assign him. It was only a matter of when, not if. That's for sure. I got to give a shout-out to Blue True. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Blue True. That $5 super chat, I appreciate that. They say, happy Tuesday, Niner Empire. Hopefully your Tuesday is going well, Blue True. Thanks for coming in. Let's see. The Sports Blitz says, thanks, Travis. Appreciate that. The Sports Blitz says, I think Adams is a solid coverage guy, but definitely better as a pass rusher. No, I totally agree. Totally agree with that. And the Sports Blitz coming through. I see you, Sports Blitz. I appreciate that. Hot diggity dog. Sports Blitz hooking me up with a $4.99 super chat. I appreciate that. He said, much appreciated, bro. Not a Niners fan, but definitely one of the nicest fan bases out there. I appreciate that, man. And keep on grinding, the Sports Blitz. Your subs will continue to grow. You just got to continue to be consistent. And I appreciate you coming through to the stream, man. Thanks for that $4.99 super chat. Tommy feels, Adams is not good in coverage at all. He gets a C. Well, yeah, I guess we'll see. I guess he could improve, but he definitely isn't shy with contact. He loves to hit, and I think he's definitely a difference maker when he's on the defense. That's for sure. Tommy Huxley says, Travis, it's out of here. Travis Berg Jr. says, Sports Blitz, you go live weekly. That would help. Let's see. Fernando, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Fernando. How is your Tuesday going? That's a very nice avatar you got there. He says, how's it going, Jay and the Bay? It's going pretty good on a Tuesday. Very good. It's going very good. Talking about the faithful. Talking about the Niner Empire. What could be better, Fernando? Hopefully your week is going well. Let's see. Stunner Fillmore says, happy Tuesday night, y'all. Catch y'all later, my man. I appreciate you coming through. Let's see. And the Sports Blitz says, thanks a ton, Jay. Absolutely, man. No problem. Let's see. Tommy Huxley with that $2 super chat. I appreciate that, Tommy. And Tommy says, was Jamal worth 2 firsts? I believe so because they wanted a safety, that possibly could resemble a Cam Chancellor. And I think they got a safety who could do that. And they needed a pass rush. And that's one of the things that Jamal Adams does best is a pass rush. And, the Seahawks have drafted defensive ends in the draft, but they haven't really had one that really has made a significant impact. After the Legion of Boom, their pass rush hasn't really been the same. And Jamal Adams helps in that aspect. So, yeah, I think he was definitely worth 2 first-round picks. Travis Berg with that super chat. Thanks. I appreciate that, man. He says $3 jersey money. I appreciate that, man. It goes a long way. And thanks for coming through to the stream. Shanti Uber says Juice can neutralize Jamal Adams. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. But he's definitely a playmaker when he's on the field, and he's definitely someone who's fun to watch because he just flies around all over the field, and you could tell he intimidates opposing receivers. It's fun to watch. The Sports Blitz says, for sure, man, we don't need to keep talking about my stuff, though. Haha, we're here for your stuff. Yeah, exactly. No, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Let's see. Travis says the Mets are playing the Giants right now. All right. And the Giants are doing really good this year. That's definitely good. Definitely good to see. The Sports Bliss says, hey, Jay, you getting membership soon? Yeah, I was thinking about that. I got to do more research about that, but that's a great way to increase, your income. But I definitely got to look into that, though. Caden Jenkins says, bye, Jay. I appreciate you joining the stream, Caden. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully your Tuesday will continue to go well, and hopefully you continue to have a good rest of your week. Tommy Huxley says, Jay and the Bay, we should have got 2 firsts for Buck. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. Who's better, DeForest Buckner or Jamal Adams? I'll probably take DeForest Buckner. But I think the Seahawks were desperate. And yeah, I guess we didn't drive a hard enough bargain. I think the 49ers knew, hey, we a team is offering us a first round pick for a player that we're not going to re-sign long term. So I think they just gave in. Let's see. The Sports Blitz says, well, I'll be one of the first ones to become a member of the Jay and the Bay Nation. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Let's see. Rams House says, I have to look into membership as well. Kind of wondering if I should do it. You should definitely do it. You just got to figure out like what extra content are you going to provide that's worth someone paying a monthly fee, So, but YouTube has different tutorials on that. But yeah, that's definitely something we could talk about because we have the same content, So yeah, that'd be interesting to see. What can we offer, And let's see. I think that was so. Yeah, and the last point I wanted to make was about the 49ers versus Chargers. So the 49ers do play the Chargers this Sunday. I'm definitely looking forward to that game, and it's going to be in Los Angeles. And then the 49ers and Chargers this week, they have joint practices, so they will be practicing. I believe it's 2 joint practices this week. And it'll be interesting to see what happens in those practices because the Chargers starters on offense and defense won't be playing in the preseason game on Sunday. So we'll see if they play in the joint practices, and we'll get an idea of how, our starters play against their starters in joint practices. So I don't know if they'll be televised. I'm sure there will be reporters down there, and hopefully we can get some news about how the joint practices went. Let's see. Travis Berg Jr. says Richie James prediction. I think my prediction for Richie James, I think Richie James will get cut. I would be honestly shocked if he makes the 53-man active roster unless he has, unless he has a hell of a game on Sunday versus the Chargers. And unless he impresses in practice, but he's had, several years with the 49ers, and he hasn't really stood out. He's just kind of been another guy, So yeah, I would be surprised if he makes a roster, and especially with the emergence of, Mohamed Sanu Trent Sherfield, Juwan Jennings. That's 5 wide receivers already, including Ayuk and Debo. So I would be surprised. I know it depends also on how many wide receivers Shanahan wants to keep on the roster. Let's say it's 7 wide receivers, so that leaves 2 spots after your top 5 wide receivers. So there's still Richie James, River Craycraft. I think there's still Travis Benjamin. Trying to think of. I think there's maybe 2 more wide receivers I'm blanking on, but I think. Oh yeah, Simba Webster. I think Simba Webster probably has a better shot at making the roster than Richie James. Yeah, we'll see. I think though that Richie James he'd probably get cut. I would say so. Sports Blitz. I'm just drinking a little H2O, man. Got to stay hydrated. The Sports Blitz says joint practices usually aren't televised, but starters definitely get a lot of reps. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I don't think it won't be televised. Actually, it might be on the NFL Network. Maybe it will be on the NFL Network because I know they film like practices sometimes. Maybe it'll be on the NFL Network. If not, hopefully there'll be some reporters on site and they'll, report on what's happening and who's winning what. Debbie Ryan, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Debbie. She says, hey, fam, Sunday's game against the Chargers will be on the NFL Network. That's good. That's good news. That's good to hear. I appreciate you coming through to the stream, Debbie. Feel free to subscribe to your boy, Jay in the Bay. And everyone in the stream, hit that thumbs up button if you're enjoying the stream. Let YouTube and I know that you're enjoying the stream. I appreciate it. CG Ruthless Sports, what's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, CG. He says, yo, hopefully your Tuesday night is going well, CG. Fernando says Richie James is done. Simba Webster takes over. Bet that. Yes, I would agree with that. Oh, yeah, and, of course, there's still Jalen Hurd, but I would be surprised. I don't think there's any way. There's no chance that Jalen Hurd and Richie James make the roster, the 53-man active roster. I can't see that. No way that both of them make the roster. And then I think neither of them make the roster. Honestly, I just don't think Jalen Hurd has put enough together to make the team over. I just don't see it. I would be shocked unless he, balls out against LA Chargers and he continues to put together back-to-back practices. But it just doesn't seem like he can give what Shanahan and the Niners need from him. It just doesn't seem that way. So, we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how that wide receiver room shapes out. Let's see. I did not hear about that Tommy, but hopefully that player is doing well and has a speedy recovery. And shout out to CG Ruthless. He got a video that hit over 2K views at Simba Webster. That's nice because Simba Webster, he could definitely produce for us on special teams, and maybe he can even produce in their offense. So that's pretty good. J.A. Aguayo, 56. What's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, J.A. Aguayo. He says, hey, Jay in the Bay. Sorry I'm late. It's all good. He says, Benjamin James for sure. So you're saying those 2 players will probably get cut? Probably. So Benjamin James, maybe River Craycraft, or maybe they keep River Craycraft because he's decent on special teams, But I think Trent Sherfield could be on special teams and also Simba Webster. Let's see. Debbie says, most folks call me Mama Deb or Top Hat Deb. Yeah, I was looking at your avatar and I was like, she looks familiar. I think I've seen you on Facebook. I think you were hanging out with 49er Tone maybe at the last 49ers game or something. Because I was like, she looks familiar. But yeah, so thanks for coming through to the stream. I appreciate you because I know you are a 49er fan. So yeah, thanks for coming into the stream. Let's see. Debbie Ryan says, I just subscribed. You were recommended by a 49er. That's who it was. Yeah, it was 49er Dion. Yeah, because I saw some of his pictures on IG. He went to the 49er game this past weekend. So, yeah, that's who it was. 49er Dion. Yeah, 49er Dion is cool. I had him on my show. So, yeah, that's cool that he recommended me to you. That's awfully nice of him. He didn't have to do that. So, appreciate you, 49er Dion. And I just wanted to hop on tonight, talk about the latest 49er news. For those that are just tuning in, today was the cut day for the NFL. So 90-man rosters had to go down to 85-man rosters. And August 24th, rosters will be reduced from 85 players to 80 players. And then August 31st, rosters will be reduced from 80 players to 53 players. So we're going to continue to see players getting released. It's just, that's just part of the business of the NFL. Also, players waived: quarterback Josh Rosen, tight end Joshua Perkins, cornerback Ken Webster, linebacker James Burgess Jr., defensive lineman Andy Vanderdoes, and unfortunately, Austin Watkins Jr. suffered a broken foot. He'll be out the next 6 to 8 weeks. But if another team doesn't claim him because the 49ers released him, then Watkins will be back with the team and placed on IR. So, and he was an undrafted free agent, and I thought he could possibly make the roster, but we'll see. 49ers did sign cornerback Devonta Harris. He is he's a solid corner. He hasn't proven to be a difference maker in his career. He could be just a camp body for the 49ers, and let's see how he does, in training camp. Let's see. Rams House says, appreciate you always bringing the positivity, Jay. I try, Rams House. I try, man. I try. And there were some 49er injuries, of course. Emmanuel Mosley's got a hamstring injury. He's listed as day-to-day. Nothing is torn. But it seems like the hamstring is, it's just giving him some trouble. Trent Williams, lower body injury. He's day-to-day. Javon Kinlaw, fortunately, has a shoulder injury. He'll be out week to week. He'll be evaluated week to week, I should say. And Kinlaw has had a tough training camp so far with the knee swelling up and now the shoulder. Hopefully he can have, a great a great sophomore season to his career, but he's having a rough camp. And unfortunately, running back Elijah Mitchell, the running back we drafted out of the 7th round, he'll be out for multiple weeks with a hip injury. We'll see if he can get on the active roster or he might have to start on the PUP list. Clinton Dix, he impresses in practice. The coach, D'Amico Ryan, said he's always around the football. And this is what we should expect from a veteran safety. And Clinton Dix, he could make the 53-man active roster and play a pivotal role on the defense, especially with, Jaquiski Tart out. And we have Tavon Wilson and Jimmy Ward and Talanoa Hufanga. But is an experienced veteran, and he should perform well in the system. Hopefully he makes the roster, 53-man active roster. Let's see. Thin Blue Line, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Thin Blue Line. First time I seen you in the stream. Feel free to hit that subscribe button. He says, love the energy, man. I subscribed and faithful to the Bay. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that subscription. And hopefully I will see you again in the next stream. Let's see. Corey Davis says, what team should Josh Rosen go to? I don't know. Whichever team that will need a quarterback, because I think he's definitely a solid quarterback. I think it just hasn't proven he is a starter caliber quarterback yet. He just hasn't proven that yet. But I definitely think he will definitely get on with another team because there's always injuries. And, he is, he is experienced. He has been in the league a few years, so I won't be surprised if he gets a job sooner than later. CG Ruthless Sports, I appreciate the kind words, brother. He says, great stream, bro, like always. I appreciate that, man. And I appreciate everyone coming through to the stream tonight on a Tuesday night. And shout out to everyone that was conversing with me and the guests in the stream. Shout out to Tommy Huxley, $2 super chat. I appreciate that. Travis Berg Jr. with that $3 super chat. Shout out to you and your YouTube channel. Check them out. The Sports Blitz with a $4.99 super chat. I appreciate that. Check out the Sports Blitz. Blue True also with the $5 super chat. Very generous of you. I appreciate that. Corey Davis, $5 super chat, and he was just joking about that comment, but that's pretty funny if that was actually true. And TB hit me up with another super chat, man. You guys are too generous. Very nice of you guys. And I believe that's all the super chats, but I had a lot of comments today. A lot of people conversing with me. Y'all came through on a Tuesday, man. That's pretty dope of you guys. And hopefully everyone has a good rest of their week. Have a great rest of your work week. Let's see. Then Blue Line says, would you have Jimmy or Lance as a starter? Jimmy G, that's my quarterback. Jimmy G is experienced vet. Trey Lance did show flashes in the first preseason game. He showed that he's not afraid to make the big play, not afraid to throw a big pass. That was an excellent pass he threw. He had some good moments, but I think there were still other areas where he looked like a rookie. And we are not a rebuilding franchise. We can contend in the NFC West. We have a chance to get to the playoffs, go deep. I think the team would be better suited with Jimmy G under starter for more snaps than not. And Jimmy G will remain the starter if he's healthy. The team is winning. Jimmy G is not turning the ball over. And, he's making plays. And I think Jimmy can do that. He proved he can do that in 2019. I think he'll do that this year. His starter career as a quarterback is on the line. If he balls out, he can, get on another team next year and continue to ball out. And I think a lot is riding on this for Jimmy G. And I think Jimmy G has a right attitude. He came into camp, best shape of his life, and he's ready to compete. And I love his attitude. It's a business. The Niners had to do what we had to do by drafting Trey Lance. And Jimmy still comes in with a great attitude, and he's willing to work. And he's just not going to lay down and let a rookie take his job. So, and Shanahan said Trey Lance will get some snaps in the regular season. I'm excited for that as well. But I just feel like there's no need to rush the young bull in as a starter. No need to rush him. J.A. Aguayo says Kinlaw needs to step it up, or one of the fighting Grudens, probably Maurice Hurst, will take one of his spot. Will take one of the spots. That's funny. Like they say, iron sharpens iron. And Kinlaw, obviously he was at a disadvantage last year in his rookie year because of COVID. No mini camp, no training camp, no preseason games. And now this year, unfortunately, he's had the injury bug. You just got to hope he can be healthy week one. But shout out to John Lynch, the Hall of Famer. Shout out to you, Lynch, for getting into the Hall of Fame. Hell of a playing career. But shout out to you for, as a GM, for getting depth along our defensive line. As you mentioned, Maurice Hurst, Zach Kerr, Arden Key, still have Kevin Givens, DJ Jones. So we got depth. So Kinlaw definitely, there are guys behind you who, definitely want to take your starting spot. So you got to go out there and earn it. I think Kinlaw will be given every benefit of the doubt because he was a first round pick. But if you're not healthy, you're not going to be able to play. So we'll see how this turns out. But great point, J.A. Aguayo. And I appreciate everyone coming through to the stream. I hope everyone has a great rest of your night, great rest of your work week. And let's see. Thin Blue Line says, with Bosa looking healthy, our defense should be great this year. I agree. I think that Bosa's snaps will be limited, though, at least the first month. He's coming off the torn ACL. I don't think he'll be playing, majority of the snaps. Hopefully he'll play maybe 15, maybe 20 snaps week one versus Detroit. And hopefully they slowly, ramp him up there. And then, of course, with D Ford, especially with D Ford coming in, I think he'll be on a snap count as well. And, Arden Key is there at the edge rushing position. I already mentioned the defensive tackles. Also, Samson Ibuka. Samson has been dealing with leg soreness. It's not an injury. It's not anything torn. I wonder if they're just taking it easy with Samson. I'm not sure. But I think if the defense is good, it'll definitely balance out the team. And I think we'll definitely have a strong playoff push. CG Ruthless with a $2 super chat. I appreciate that, brother. He says, can you share my stream tomorrow, Jay? I will get back to you on that, CG Ruthless. But I appreciate that $2 super chat. I really do, man. And I'm glad you are enjoying the show. I can't wait to do my next live stream again. And feel free to follow me on my social media. If you haven't already, I am on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook, Jay in the Bay. And then also on IG, Jay in the Bay 49er, Twitter, Jay in the Bay. I appreciate all the support. And I can't wait to do another show. Most likely I'll do another live stream. Let's see, today is Tuesday. So maybe on a Thursday or Friday. I may have a guest on the show on Friday. But I will definitely let you guys know for sure if that comes to fruition. But other than that, shout out to everyone watching Jay in the Bay Facebook, the Spotlight Sports Network Facebook, and of course, Jay in the Bay YouTube channel. And shout out to all the new subscribers who are here tonight. Debbie Ryan, Thin Blue Line, and I think those were the new subscribers that I saw tonight. And I'm sure there are many more, and I appreciate all the support. Looks like Niner Sickness is flying through with a $2 super chat. I appreciate that, Niner Sickness. He says, everyone smash that like button. I appreciate that, Niner Sickness. And yeah, if you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and let YouTube and I know that you are enjoying the stream. And yeah, I appreciate everyone coming through, rocking with your boy, Jay in the Bay on a Tuesday night. And I will see you guys in the next one. And hopefully it'll definitely be this week for sure, because I'm definitely going to talk about the 49ers and Chargers joint practices and how that went. I'm sure you guys are interested in that. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for tuning in to your boy, Jay in the Bay. I'll see you guys in the next one.